Hey, Tiffany here. Thanks for joining me. This video is going to be about my prepping and planning for the school year. We are currently towards the end of our second week. So we're starting to develop a routine. I always set up a routine at the beginning of the year, and sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. And we have to flow and change with that. Things that come up, switch what subjects should be done when, and make a plan for the toddler and see what's going to keep him busy, what's not going to keep him busy, what time of the days is he getting cranky, how many snack breaks does he need. So I'm going to walk you through some of that. So some of these videos were filmed a couple weeks ago while I was prepping for the school year, and some of them I'm going to be doing today. So I hope you enjoy. So first I printed out 2020 and a 2021 calendar from, I believe, calendarlab.com is the name of the website. I'm not 100% sure, but I will put a link to the website down below. It's a free printable, so that's cool. So we are going to be starting school on July 13th. Sorry about the shadows. Like I said, the lighting's really weird in here right now because of the rain. So what I did is I went and highlighted 6 weeks at a time, taking 1 week off. So this usually works out well, and during that week we either just take the whole week off, or sometimes we will still do a little bit of work. My kids love structure and love schedules and love routines, so and I know a lot of kids are like that. So even though I say it's a week off, we may still do, it may be just fun projects, maybe just catch up on anything we may have fallen behind in. So that pretty much is the schedule all the way through. There are a couple spots where I changed it just a bit. If you could see, I just made it work out so that we had the week of Thanksgiving off, and then we only go back for 3 more weeks, and then we have 2 weeks off at the end of the year for Christmas, and just an extra week for them to relax and play with all their new toys, and just to give me a break and cleaning up all the Christmas decorations and that all that chaos. So then we come back to a normal 6 weeks on, 6 weeks off, and that puts us ending at the end of May. Now that gives us 38 weeks. The way that I worked it out is 38 weeks worth of school. Most curriculums are 36 weeks. So if we stay on schedule and do school every day that I plan to do school, we will finish before the end of May. So right now I'm working on some prep for Fix It Grammar. So this is the teacher's book, and the great thing about this is that you can buy a student manual and a teacher's manual, but to save some money, you can just buy the teacher's manual, and then inside there's this blue paper, and it gives you the information on how to download the student manual. So you can just print that out. So that's what we did. My daughter actually already took it to go put it in a binder. But there's also these cards that come with it. So we are printing them out. She picked a bunch of different colored card stocks for this year. And it's just all the different reminders. So she probably actually has a lot of these from the previous 2 books that she did. But they're double-sided little, just like index card with just to help her remember some things and all the different things that they learn. So I'm working on cutting those out. I have my Cricut paper trimmer here. So I've gotten a few done. But I'm working on those. Then after that, I'm going to be prepping for the medieval history based writing lessons from IEW. They have, in the back of the student book, are all these cards with the vocabulary words on them. So I'm going to cut. So these are actually in the back of the book. So I used a ruler and my Cricut craft knife and just cut all the pages out of the back of her book. And then I just have to cut out the cards. All this is going to end up I think I'm just gonna get her one index card box. She has a little file folder thing for index cards, but I think I'm gonna get her just a box to keep just grammar and writing all her language arts type cards in one place. And then she's gonna have a binder that she's gonna keep her student manual for Fix-It Grammar in. Just wanted to show you one more thing that I'm prepping in the back of the Principles of Mathematics teacher guide. There are answers, the answer key. So I'm just gonna take out the answer key so then my daughter can have all of her workbook pages and quizzes. And also it has some charts in the back, just some reference charts. So I'm just gonna tear these out and put them in my teacher binder. One thing we did this year that was a little bit different than previous years is each of the girls made a planner. So they had been using student planners from Happy Planner, which is what I have. I have this classic size Happy Planner. So they use some rings that I have, discs, not rings, tons of them. I have some Happy Planner cardstock for their memory planners. And we took that, I laminated it and punched it. And then what we did is on Google Docs, I created a planner sheet for them that has the week of, so they can write the date up here for the week. And then it has all their subjects that they need to do each day. Except for science, we don't do science every day right now. Usually at the beginning of the school year, science and art and things like that are just kind of like, let's get into a routine, see how things are gonna go. And then I slowly add those things in, and that's fine. And a lot of those things they're just doing on their own anyway. I don't need to like plan a lesson for it. So then they can do each day, just check off what they've done. If there's something that changes, like maybe I had them do a special project instead of the typical lesson for the day, then they can write that in. And then there's like a notes section plus a totally like section. I wanted to make sure they had plenty of space they could decorate, and they can also do the back of the previous week. Okay, so now I'm going to share with you my planner. So I have my planner that I keep appointments, and I have like my chore list, which I can share with you as well, and some school related stuff in here. But I also have a mom binder for schooling. So I will definitely share that with you because that's part of my setup. So I'll share that with you right now. All right, so here's my planner. I have some little sticky Post-it notes in the front. There's a calendar. So I'm just gonna kind of show you what pertains to school here. So this was a divider from another planner, and I really loved this divider. So what I did is I taped a blank piece of paper to the back because this would have had part of the monthly on it, and I used stickers over the edge so that it sticks, but it's also decorative and works. Okay, so then here I just have a fun decorative page, and here I found this printable calendar, which I'll put a link to it down below. I don't remember off the top of my head where I got it from, but I do have it written down so that I can give you a link to it. So what I'm going to do in here is just basically any day that we've had a full day of school. I'm just going to circle it just to kind of keep track. We don't have to keep any track of days or anything here, but I just like to keep track of where we are. So then here, that was 2020, and then here's 2021. So over here, so basically I had these pages from, I could see the background, pages from a teacher planner, teacher planner pack, the accessory pack. They're just not functional for me. I don't have, like I said, I don't have to keep track of attendance. I'm not doing grades or anything like that. So it wasn't really super functional for me. So what I did is I used them to, I just put the calendar over it, which I love because I love these little polka dots. I love the bright colors. And then I printed an extra copy of the calendar and put this at the bottom so it all kind of matched. So then when I use some colorful boxes, and then this I just did each month of our school year, and this is going to be any extra things. Like my daughter was doing a class on varsity tutors, so I put the dates for that. So this is going to be any classes or anything that I need to be aware of regarding homeschool. So I can just write that down. Because it's not something I necessarily need to put in my planner, but I probably will, my normal weekly layout. So that's all I have in here right now. This is my Homeschool Mom Binder. I actually have a coloring page from Jan Brett. I love Jan Brett. I love her illustrations. And I thought this hedgehog was super cute. And I think I printed it out for one of the kids, and then they ended up not coloring it, so I stuck it in here. So I showed you how I do my calendar. And we're trying to do 6 weeks on, 1 week off this year. I've done that in the past and it works really well. There's a couple spots like here, we're going to take 2 weeks off, for the holidays. And then, so sometimes it makes that stretch, you know, that 6 week stretch. I think it shortens to like 4 weeks. And then at the end of the year, I added on just like a 7 week stretch. And I don't even think, like, this takes us to 38 weeks. We should finish school in 36, but you never know. So I give us till the end of May, usually to finish up school. This past school year, we didn't finish until almost the end of June because we took a few weeks off in November, and that just threw us way off schedule. So I have that in there. This is my daughter's course list. I just started doing this year as in prepping to start keeping track in high school, to keep track of transcript. So I'm just kind of prepping for that whole idea of doing that. So here I just put, you know, her grade and what she's going to be doing and studying for each subject. So I don't even have to, like I said, I don't have to do that, but I'm just kind of practicing. So in here, I actually need to make some tabs for these. I just haven't had a chance yet. This is the answer key for my 7th grader's math book, Principles of Mathematics. This is the word shape answers for my 3rd grader's spelling. I accidentally printed this, so I was like, well, I'm not going to throw it out. So I was like, well, maybe I can use it for something, as I can use it for testing her, or you know, maybe playing games or whatever. So then I have the word list, so I don't have to go in her book to look for it. And this is some IEW proofreading and usage marks, as well as MLA modified MLA format, just so I'm pretty familiar with it. I've used it before. So the last thing that I prepped, and I actually did this towards the end of our first week, was a kind of schedule routine for my preschooler. So what I did is basically each day, I tried printing this out, but for some reason it wasn't detecting my printer. So I'm just going to show you. So each day I kind of just made a list of activities and kind of tried to switch them up as much as I can for each day. And this is just kind of a general, like, if he's just acting up, or, you know, getting into trouble, or just wanting to be involved and it's just not a good time, I can go to this and just look like, hey, let's do, you know, let's play with the magnetic letters, or, you know, maybe it's a good time to sit and do puzzles, or whatever. You know, it's just kind of a general list, so I'm not like, okay, what can you do now? And it's been helpful. The days that, I mean, there's days where I haven't implemented it, but the days that I have definitely been helpful. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't spend a ton of time prepping, and that's due to our curriculum that we use. It's really only the curriculums that aren't master books that I have to really prep for. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment down below if you have any more questions, or if you have any tips for me that you might think might be helpful. And if you want, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks.